historic announcement from Lexington's historic racetrack. Keeneland is set to construct a new paddock building, visitor center, and more to better accommodate the thousands of visitors they welcome in year-round. New tonight, WKYT's Jeremy Toms talked with Keeneland's president and CEO about what's in the works. It's our top story at 10.
You know, our mission is to be a model racetrack, perpetuate the best in racing, and to grow our fans.
As it works to achieve each of those aims, Keeneland's fandom is outgrowing its capacity.
And right now we sell out of tickets, public seating, in about 15 minutes. So we have a supply and demand issue.
So President and CEO Shannon Arvin and her team have reached the starting gate of a new challenge.
The new paddock building will be from that corner all the way down to the existing saddling stalls down there.
Renderings reveal the vision for a brand new paddock chalet with the ability to host more than 1,600 guests and expand viewing and dining experiences. While this facade will look much different in 2 years' time, Arvin says they are focused on keeping that classic charm amid all the changes here at Keeneland.
This will be successful if people don't know when the new building was built and it blends in perfectly with the old buildings.
Other changes include a separate operations building to replace what is inside the current paddock building.
And we felt like it's really important to offer a visitor center so that we have a central place people can come when they arrive.
The work begins in January, and Arvin plans to have it done in time for the September yearling sale in 2025. Once this race is run, she hopes their visitors will find they've improved on an already special place.
We're just so fortunate to be at Keeneland, where people really do value this institution, and they know we're trying to work to make it the best it can possibly be.
In Lexington, Jeremy Toms, WKYT.
Well, Keeneland estimates that the project will cost about $93 million, but they say they have preliminary approval for incentives from the state's Tourism Development Finance Authority, giving the racetrack up to $23 million to support their efforts. They also say this is going to lead to some traffic and parking changes, but they do not expect it to affect any of the upcoming meets or sales.